Good evening or morning. As you can see, my little dog's over here on the sofa. So he's with us today. I just wanted to give you a quick video and to talk about where we are in this semester. This is the last week before spring break. And then we're halfway done at the end of this week. And then we come back and finish up. This week, you're going to do a couple of things as far as Chapter 5, which is controlled studies. This chapter talks about when you hear the little blip about this study shows 85% of people wanted to do this or felt this way. How do you know how accurate that is? I talked a little bit about it at the beginning of Chapter 4. That was on polls and surveys. This is on controlled studies or research studies. How do you know how to judge them, if you should believe them or not? Well, first of all, you have to know how they're supposed to be made. You can't evaluate what you hear if you don't know how they're supposed to have been done to begin with. Then this chapter is going to talk about expert testimony. What is the criteria for somebody being an expert? First of all, anyone can say, oh, I know all about this. How do we know if they're truly an expert? And then what are the pitfalls of using expert testimony, whether you should believe it or not? It's going to talk about that. The third thing it's going to talk about is analogies. Analogies are comparisons. So how effective are comparisons? Of comparing something we don't know a whole lot about with something that we are familiar with. It's going to talk about those three things in this chapter. So it finishes up statistical evidence, chapters 4 and 5. Another thing you're going to have in this, since you did the library guide, the first assignment to the library guide on databases last week, I have an assignment on there. If you understood how to do that, you're going to understand how to do this. It's just a follow-up activity on using databases, how I use them in my class. The next thing, the last thing is this week we begin the novel. And it will explain the assignments when you get to novel part 1. This is the first part of the novel. It will tell you what pages to read and what assignment to do for it. It's more of a discussion assignment. You're going to have an assignment to come up with some good questions, good discussion questions, and then you're going to also need to reply to 2 people and answer their questions that they've put on the discussion board. Then next week is spring break. And spring break to me is you don't have assignments. So there will be no assignments next week. So get these assignments done this week and get them finished up by Sunday and then take a week off. I know most of you will have to still work, but hopefully you won't have to do any schoolwork. You can take a break, a breather, refresh a little bit. Then we will come back and have 9 more weeks, 8 more weeks. I don't know which it is. And finish up the semester. So you won't see me again until we come back from spring break. So get this week's work done. If you have a question, call me, text me, email me, FaceTime me, whatever. And then I will see you the week after that. So have a good spring break. But get your work done this week first. Get all of it done. Okay. Bye.